Hello, I am Gopi Kiran from International Student Services Office. When you apply for a study permit online at the website of Immigration, Refugees and Citizenship Canada, also known as IRCC, your application will list the documents that you must provide with your application. All of them must be in digital format, so you need a way to convert paper documents to PDFs or photo files. As you do that, make sure that the digital file contains all the content of the original and that it is clearly readable. Each line of an online application accepts only one digital file and there is a file size limit. You may have to merge some files and then compress the merged file before uploading to make things work. If you do not know how to do these things on your computer or device, there are websites that perform these functions. I'm going to talk about the documents that are most usually required for a study permit application. The first document you need is your passport. Ideally, it will be valid for a few more years because your visa and your study permit cannot be valid beyond your passport's expiry date. You should provide the photo and information page of your passport plus all the pages with visas or stamps. You also need a letter of acceptance. Carleton's version of a letter of acceptance is the document titled Student Information for a Study Permit, found with your admission material in your Carleton 360 account. This is a one-page document that contains all the information IRCC needs from the university. Providing the financial documents. To show that you can afford to be a student in Canada without working is a very important part of your application. The online application help will show you a list of options for financial documents. These are suggestions. You don't need every item on the list. Whatever documents best explain your financial situation, be sure that they fully demonstrate each of the following 4 points. Number 1, you have enough money. The minimum amount you must show is enough for 1 year's tuition plus living expenses. If you don't know what rent and food cost in Canada, you can use an estimate of $10,000 Canadian for a single student. For the best chance of success, you should show that you have more than this minimum amount as much as possible. Or else you can show that there is a continuing source of income to pay your expenses for the length of your program. Number 2, the money is allocated to your education. This means that the money is set aside and not needed for usual expenses in the home country. If it's not your own money, you should include a letter from your parent or another sponsor in which they state their commitment to paying your educational expenses. Number 3, the money is readily available for pay for your expenses. It can be tied up in long-term investments or real estates. Number 4, the funds were obtained legally. Your documents should show the source of the money, such as employment or business. If you haven't been to Canada before, you will need to give biometrics unless you are a citizen of the United States. Biometrics means fingerprints and a photo. These are collected at a visa application center or VAC. The online application help function will tell you how to make an appointment to give biometrics. Depending on where you have lived or visited recently, you may need to provide results of a medical exam. This exam must be done by a doctor designated by IRCC as a panel physician. If you do not need a medical exam, IRCC will provide detailed instructions and a document to take to the doctor's office. Canadian visa offices in different countries have various requirements. You may find your application asks for additional documents or has specific requirements for certain documents. These additional documents might include a police certificate to show you have no criminal record, or the results of a language test to show that you are prepared to succeed in studies at the university level in Canada. Some visa offices require a study plan, also called a statement of purpose. The ISSO recommends that all students write a study plan. A good study plan can strengthen your application. The study plan is so important that we have made a separate video on that subject. If there isn't an application line for a study plan or for any other document you want the officer to consider, there is always a line called either client information or additional documents. This is where you can upload any extra items. All your documents must be in one of Canada's official languages, either English or French. If they are not, you must get them translated by a certified translator. IRCC has specific requirements for translations. Please note them carefully. Thank you.